Some things just go together perfectly. Bacon and eggs, peanut butter and jelly, and doom and heavy metal. Video game soundtracks add a lot to a game, making it more unique and more immersive. I listen to video game soundtracks all the time, and no matter how many times people make fun of me for it, no, I will not stop blasting Katamari on the Rocks on my way to work. I try to listen to as many video game soundtracks as possible, but, come on, there are some that I definitely listen to more than others. Which are the soundtracks that I listen to the most? Well, I originally wanted to condense this into a top 10 kind of list, but that felt like picking my favorite children, and, that hurt too much, I couldn't do it. So instead, I made a list of a handful of soundtracks I've been listening to most often lately. This is not extensive by any means, and I'm sure I'll think of more video game soundtracks to add to the list as soon as this video is uploaded. But for now, these are video game soundtracks that you need to listen to. Super Mario Galaxy has a soundtrack that I just cannot praise enough.
Spectacular. Give me 14 of them right now.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what's in here?
I don't care. Don't tell me.
The orchestral sound to the music matches the gameplay perfectly. I always thought of a more techno or Daft Punk kind of soundtrack fitting an outer space themed game, but I actually think that the classical theme to Super Mario Galaxy works way better. The beauty of Super Mario Galaxy's soundtrack is that it extends far beyond the game. Although the soundtrack fits the game perfectly, it also stands alone as an amazing classical soundtrack. If you told me that this stuff was written by Mozart, I would believe you. I can listen to the Super Mario Galaxy soundtrack while doing just about anything. It's awesome. The range of emotion that the music can convey matches the range of themes for the galaxies you can play in. There are intense songs, like the Purple Comet theme, but there are also relaxing ones, like Rosalina in the Observatory. No song feels like an afterthought. Every single song is a banger, and that's not something I can say about many games. My favorite song from the soundtrack, though, hands down, is Gusty Garden Galaxy.
Let's be honest, I never cried to music. I would never cry to a song, let's be honest. I am a...
When I saw the Mario movie and I heard Gusty Garden Galaxy during the credits, I legitimately teared up. I mean, something about this song is so nostalgic and so beautiful. I can't accurately describe it. Speaking of nostalgia, I think I speak for millions when I say that the Minecraft Alpha soundtrack is a masterpiece. When I play Minecraft alone, I feel like the game has this sort of melancholy to it, this lonely feeling. Now, maybe that's because my friends aren't blowing all of my stuff up, but either way, the soundtrack complements that vibe really well. The piano adds to that melancholy and makes it feel like it really is just me toughing it out in the woods. It's a relaxing soundtrack that doesn't interrupt the gameplay all too much, and I think that's what a game like Minecraft needs. It boosts my concentration by playing lightly in the background rather than taking up my attention. The Minecraft soundtrack is a godsend for study music. Holy crap. I would say that it's responsible for at least half of my academic successes over the years. I played the crap out of Minecraft as a kid, so yeah, of course Minecraft's soundtrack is going to be nostalgic for me, but oh my gosh, man, no song hits me in the feels quite like Mice on Venus does. None. Sweden and Wet Hands evoke a pretty similar feeling too. And once again, no video game song can come close to what those songs do to me. Listening to those songs send me back to a simpler time, when my only worry was what I would build next. It's a glimpse into the good old days, and I love it. The Minecraft soundtrack is one of the few pieces of music that makes me nostalgic without making me feel sad. It's something that I can't quite describe, but despite the melancholy of the Minecraft soundtrack, it fills me with hope. It reminds me of the good times I had, and it inspires me to make even more. That music makes me glad that the good times happened rather than sad that they're over, and not many songs can do that. Another incredibly relaxing soundtrack is the Stardew Valley soundtrack. I'm not super big on farming games, but oh my gosh, this soundtrack keeps me coming back. It makes the world feel so alive, like everybody in the valley is really my neighbor and we're all actually good friends. Maybe I sound a bit crazy saying that, but that relaxing, happy vibe that the soundtrack has gives this game an irresistible personality. Pretty much every soundtrack here, the Stardew Valley soundtrack holds up really well outside of the games, too. I listen to it all the time while doing chores around the house, and honestly, those chores don't seem so bad when I'm listening to The Valley Comes Alive. Whenever I need to just take a break and relax, the Stardew Valley soundtrack is one of my go-tos, and once again, I cannot praise it enough. On a completely different note, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance has a soundtrack that is anything but relaxing, and that's what makes it so great. In a game with heated, one-on-one battles, the soundtrack fits in perfectly. The hard rock soundtrack makes me want to bang my head instead of actually playing the game, and it makes me feel like a badass. The soundtrack does something that I haven't seen very often in a video game either. The lyrics of the songs for each boss battle provide backstory into characters' lives. The game uses its soundtrack not only as a way to set the mood, but also to provide the lore. And I think that's something really creative. I was jamming out to The Only Thing I Know for Real, and as I was fighting Sam, I finally got to learn more about him. It was so unique, and it adds a whole new layer to the storytelling. Just like the other soundtracks here, the Metal Gear Rising soundtrack stands very well on its own. I added just about every song to my workout playlist, and let me tell you, hitting the gym has never been the same. No matter how pathetic my PRs are, I feel like a Greek god when I'm listening to that soundtrack. Nothing can stop me. A very similar soundtrack is Doom's. I feel untouchable when At Doom's Gate or BFG Division plays during a workout. It's awesome! One of the best parts of Doom is the power fantasy. The Doom Slayer is an unstoppable force, ripping and tearing through every demon in his way, and being able to do that yourself is a truly epic feeling. That sense of power and control is actually very relaxing in a way. Nothing is getting past the Doom Slayer, and that feeling of unlimited power was strangely gratifying. The heavy metal soundtrack only added to that badass feeling of power, and once again, it made me feel like a king. The soundtrack gets you in the zone. It's actually really good for concentration. Everything else in the world just melts away, and all you're thinking about is the demon that's in front of you and how much it deserves to be ripped to shreds. It's a magical feeling that simply would not exist if not for the amazing soundtrack. Another great soundtrack for concentration is the Katamari Damacy soundtrack. Katamari Damacy truly is a soundtrack that comes with a free game. I mean, holy crap. Don't get me wrong, I love the gameplay. Katamari Damacy is amazing, it's great, and I could make an entire video on it. But holy crap, it is genuinely one of the best soundtracks I have ever heard. And sometimes I would even go as far to say it's my favorite. The songs all have so much variety, and yet every single one of them is a banger, and they all fit into the soundtrack perfectly. Katamari on the Rocks is a high-energy theme song, Lonely Rolling Star is an upbeat pop song, and The Moon and the Prince is a chill hip-hop song. All of them still fit into the soundtrack perfectly despite their differences. The soundtrack matches the vibes of each level really well too, and as I try to get into the zone, the soundtrack only helps me concentrate. For a soundtrack that I vibe with so heavily, you'd think that I'd get distracted and just listen to the music, but I don't. The soundtrack bounces through my head to help me concentrate. It's weird and very hard to describe, but trust me, you'll know what I mean when you play Katamari Damacy. Once again, this list has not been extensive by any means, and I definitely need to make another video so I can talk about even more soundtracks that I love. But I'd say that this is a pretty good start. I've found that video game soundtracks are the most impactful to me, and I'm sure that others feel the same way. I'd love to know what soundtracks you all listen to the most, and remember, no volume is too loud when you're listening to Rip and Tear.